Hi, my name's Brad Spali from Greenclean in Australia, and I'm with the founder of Naturharmoniestations in Germany, NHS, as well as the Urs method. Who do we have here today?
Hey, hello, I am Urs Wirths. Brad is here for vacation and for training, and so he asked me to do a little video to explain some things. For example, working on forms. Normally in your school, you never learn anything about Platonic uh, structures, and every form has its own function. This is the major thing. When you have a wheel, that's a special form, and you can work on it. So it's set up in the technique. And when we use the NHS with the tube in the middle and the layers around, that brings it to a form that the torus field get created. And so any form has a special kind of function. If you have a pyramid, on 1/3 there's the life energy. On 1/6 there's the deadly energy. On 2/3 there are the soul energy, and on 5/6 there are the spirit energy. But the spirit is not always there, like in the people. And if you know how to work with the pyramid, if you know which layer is which energy, then you can work on it. And you need, by the time, a deep understanding how it works. Always on the old houses here in Germany, you see the shape on the wall. It's not always flat. It goes down and goes round, corner, round, and then it goes down. That is to bring the energy in a flow to the ground, to load up your ground. And if you look at the old buildings, you will see the old ancient buildings, you will see how they worked on energy. Even a bell is not like it's a special form, and the bell brings a different tone. That's out of the form. And any form has a different quality.
So, would each form have a different frequency?
Maybe
Yeah.
uh, the form has a frequency depending on the length. Frequency is just a thing what they always say. I'm swing higher and I get better, and these bullshit. Swing is a kind of, or frequency is a kind of resonance.
Okay. Which brings us to the next question. You refer to the word a lot, resonance, and how the orgone devices that we work with are resonating with nature. Could you
Mhm.
please explain more about resonance and how that applies in nature and also the work that we're doing?
Resonance is very simple. When you are looking for a woman and she's looking for a man and you get in resonance, then you come together. That's normal resonance.
Yeah.
When the bee flies around and smells the flower, then there's a resonance, and she goes into the flower and picks up the honey.
Mm.
And we have resonance between people. We have resonance between fields. Also, if you have two same antenna, this sends and this collects, and all get the same. You need a form resonance from the size.
Yeah. Okay. So working with orgone and the ether, how does the orgone connect and resonate with the ether?
The orgone works with different kind of materials. Some block the orgone, some accumulate the orgone or a part of the orgone, and some the orgone just goes through, passes by, and nothing happens.
Mhm.
And so you have to find out which material has which function. If you have a ferromagnetic stuff, it's different than paramagnetic stuff like basalt, or a diamagnetic stuff like copper. One thing it's ticked, one thing goes a little to, and one goes a bit back. That is the same with the organ. And you can accumulate this in the way Wilhelm Reich told us this, with steel wool and wool fleet. It must not be steel wool. You can also use silk, but it's a little more expensive.
Yeah, yeah. Great, okay. So when you created the Harmony Station, it was all about finding the right method using the orgone accumulator to resonate with the weather, and so nature ends up doing what it's meant to do. Essentially you're giving nature a bit of a hand so to strengthen the field.
We wanted to find out how to remove the stagnation out of the field, out of the weather. And in the areas where no trees, like in the deserts, there's no movement. So a tree has also layers, dry and wet, and dry and wet, and dry and wet. And that makes also a torus field, a huge torus field. And when they all cut the trees, there's no field left. And then you get stagnation and you get hail. And hail is always a synonym for stagnation. And so we built the NHS. We had a tube and made the layer with wool fleet and steel wool, always in paper to get them not in once. And then we made 7 layers with wool fleet, 7 layers with steel wool. And that makes a huge torus field like a tree. And the huge torus field starts moving the field of the weather. And when the weather gets in motion, then it can rain again. Otherwise, it's not really possible.
Yeah, so that makes sense. So humans, as well as the powers that be, they may cause some stagnation, and essentially we're removing it. So that's how it works. The next question I wanted to talk about is pulse. You also refer to the word pulse. Everything has a pulse, does it?
The most natural things have a pulse, yes. And I came on this thing because a friend of mine built glass balls with a pulse. And you put the glass balls in a 50-meter swimming pool, and in 1 second, the complete water changed. In 1 second, or in no time. Just, it hits the water, and it's like hitting the water in all places. And that works for some kilometers or some miles, but then it goes down a bit. A pulse is like an impulse not going to the outside, going to the inside, like a sucking pulse. Everything which going to the outside, like explosive, the resistance gets higher and higher and higher, and as far it is, as higher is the resistance. And when the pulse goes to the inside, like, then there's no time. It's like light speed, and everything changes. And we did this with nails in the ground. Normally, a steel in the ground is a very big problem. When the farmer goes through the field with the steel, then the water goes away, and the water gets fewer and fewer. But when the nail makes a pulse in the other direction, not to the outside, then to the inside, then the water comes back.
Tracks. Okay, wow. So the balls, they continue to pulse, therefore constantly structuring the water?
They're continuing the pulse, yes.
Yeah.
There are some balls on the way since 20 years, and they still work as in the first day.
Wow, it's amazing. Okay, so one more question I have is the ether. Now, many people don't understand what the ether is. From my understanding, it's the space that we cannot see. It's the space between us and the other stars and planets, and it's almost the intelligence and life force energy of nature is what I understand. Could you please explain the ether, the different levels of ether, and a way people can start to understand what it is and how it works?
Yes, no problem. Ether is, if we were fish, we would say there's no water where we swim in. It's all around us is ether and through us. It's the motion that creates our life and our hardware. Everything comes out of water and out of ether. And water is also part of the ether. And if you want to learn a bit about ether, there are books from a German called Dr. Günther Wachsmuth, and the books are always available in British or in English. And you see this? And here he explained the ether, and he explained what resonance is for what ether, what level. And when we work, as we work with the fan with the 4 glass balls on, we go in resonance to the ether, to the heat ether or the Wärme ether. And that's the place where stagnation starts through the radio waves. And we always have to go in the highest level or above the highest level to find a solution. The ether is marked as a life ether where the life is created, and on top is the more fluid, the fluid ether. It's called chemical or sound ether. On top of these is the light ether, and when we work with the glass balls, we hold the fluid ether on the ground, and the light ether on top was so strong that it destroys the chemtrails. So we don't destroy the chemtrails, we let us help through the light ether.
Wow. And what's above the light ether?
There's the heat ether, where the polarity starts, and out of the polarity, the life starts.
Okay, so the bottom level of the ether is?
Where life is created,
Yep.
the hardware,
Yep.
then the fluid, then the light, and then the heat.
Okay, and that's it. So there's 4 or 5 levels.
Dr. Günther Wachsmuth describes 4 levels of the
4
ether.
levels. Okay.
I think there are 3 more levels. The highest level is God.
Yep.
The next level is the potential field, where everything is in which can create it. Then comes the spirit level, where your brain waves and everything is located,
Yep.
and where radionic works.
Okay.
And then we come down to the physical state.
Wow, that's amazing. So, how does all this come together? All the things we've talked about. For you, it's an understanding of many years' work and many years' experiments.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the plans for the future with this?
We change the world.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. If you repair the weather or the water, you repair the water,
Yeah.
you repair the weather.
Yeah.
When you repair the water, the energy goes up, and then it rains like in Namibia this year. We worked 23 and January 24. Then the next rain season was the best since decades.
Yeah.
And the little rain season was gone. This year, the little rain season is nearly like the big rain season.
Mm.
And the big rain season will be funny in Namibia this year.
Lots of rain, huh?
Yeah, lots of interesting new bridges.
And new rivers. Yeah, no, all amazing work, Urs. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and helping the people understand.
Yep.
And we look forward to playing a part in also changing the world in Australia and New Zealand. And it's been an honour working with you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.